Welcome back to Campillos KartCenter here in south of Spain. The heat is going on in the air and on the track too. We have KMRS teams leading the race. Now KMRS racing in front and KMRS Baiskov second. They have made 7 stops. We have top 6 teams now with only 7 stops done. 8 stops for Asphalt Knights, Aris Pro, MRK Lions and PFV, and already 9 stops behind PF Racing and Matrax Racing, and Aris Pro got 3 seconds penalty. That means together with Asphalt Knights in their next pit stop they will have to wait 3 seconds more.
Yeah, now Aries Pro, will Asphalt Knights wait with them or will they decide to go? Let's give you a quick recap of the previous 45 minutes. When we left you just after the halfway, when we left you for the last time, the NRG number 33 team, NRG Igora Drive, were leading by 1 second over these 2 karts. The number 23 of KMRS Racing and the number 22 of KMRS by Scoff. These 2 teams, the teammates, have been working together now for 8 hours, drafted past...
Technically, they are not teammates.
Well,
but we know they are running as a team now.
They drafted past the NRG team, took the lead. KMRS by Scoff led. Then they both, and they dropped the NRG team. The NRG Igora Drive team fell away by about 7 seconds before the 3 of them made their next round of pit stops. That brought PFV into the race lead for the very first time. They were running, as always, with MRK Lions together, and they led comfortably whilst the other teams shuffled their pit strategies around. Then they came back into the pits. Asphalt Knights and Iris Pro have also come and made their 8th round of pit stops. Engoria Drive, they've just been in trouble. They've dropped back to 23rd. They're now out of contention. And in the meantime, PF Racing and Matrax Racing, they made their 9th round of pit stops. But not before Christian Duvan set a new fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 25.461. Now, when MRK Lions and PFV assumed the top 2 positions, don't forget they were these 2 karts were 22 seconds behind them. So we calculate that these 2 karts you're looking at on your screen now, they're probably about 35 seconds, between 35 and 40 seconds off the overall lead. Unfortunately, we're down to, I would say, 8 contenders for the win and for the podium. Lecluse Automobiles, who were up at the front earlier on, they had 1 bad stint. They've fallen away and they haven't recovered. Rodex and Track Limits by Storm Group, well, they're 20 seconds behind these 2. So they're about a minute and 5 seconds off the overall lead. But with the way things are going, we've just had another new fastest lap of the race. Iris Pro, Gregory Morin, has just gone round in 1 minute 23.385 seconds. So, after a little bit of a struggle earlier on, and with that impending 3-second penalty coming up at the next pit stop, which will happen in about the next 10 or 11 minutes, they're now putting the pedal to the metal and trying to regain the advantage that they lost earlier on. In a word, Gertz, it is an absolutely enthralling, exciting, tactical masterclass of a race. You simply don't know who holds the advantage, really, at any given time.
Now we can presume that PF Racing and Matrax Racing could be in front. They were in front when they had the same pit stop count as Asphalt Knights and Aries Pro. Aries Pro were behind them, but were closing right after the pit stop, and then started to fall back. They were 10 seconds behind, then came to 8 seconds, and then when they had about 8-9 seconds behind PF Racing and Matrax Racing, they went to their 9th stop, and now they are down to P15 and P16. What will happen when we'll go into the next stop, Asphalt Knights and Aries Pro, where they have to be for 3 seconds longer because of penalty for push to pass for Aries Pro? We will see. And anyway, now MRK Lions and PFV only 9 seconds behind Asphalt Knights and Aries Pro. That's P6 till P9. They are only 9 seconds between them, and they are going a little bit faster than PF Racing and Matrix Racing now.
Yeah, so we boiled down to, so there's the top 8, there's 9th and 10th positions in the, when everything shakes out. The number 40 team of Rodex and the number 46 team, Track Limits by Storm Group. We think that they're 9th and 10th overall. Still on the lead lap, about a minute or so off the lead. It's boiled down to this. We have now got the top 10 split into 5 pairs. Each pair of karts, whether they're from the same team, the same country, it doesn't matter, they're working together. So you've got PF.
I wonder if they figured out work together before the race or after the start, found someone on the track.
And I think they had probably a pretty good idea beforehand, but then you just don't know what happens with karts. So you've got PF Racing and Matrax Racing working together. Asphalt Knights and Iris Pro working together. PFV and the MRK Lions working together. KMRS by Scoff and KMRS Racing working together. There's your top 8.
Would have arranged that before.
I think so.
The
and then these
so.
two, 9th and 10th, working together. That's where we think we are. We've had... Let's go through the list of teams that have led
before
this...
That,
Before
that, we have less than 10 minutes before Asphalt Knights and Aries Pro must make their 9th stop. Their stint is already 1 hour, so less than 10 minutes are left on the track for them, and then we will see where they will come back. How far behind PF Racing and Matrax Racing, or maybe in front, because this stint for whole hour seems a little bit faster than for PF Racing and Matrix Racing.
50 teams started this race. 15 teams have led at least 1 lap. PF Racing, the Asphalt Knights, Iris Pro, Iron Karts team, KMRS by Scoff, KMRS Racing, KRS Green Competition, Lecluse Automobiles Racing, Matrax Racing, the MRK Lions, NRG Igoria Drive, PFV, Rodex, Sun Life Racing, then T Drive 2G, as well as Track Limits by Storm Group. They've all led at least 1 lap. There's a team that hasn't. That's WRW. They've suffered a few penalties, and we've now had another change of lead on lap 324 because the 2 KMRS teams have swapped places.
Now KMRS by Scoff is leading and KMRS following, but it actually doesn't matter. They are just finding out who is better at which part of the race, and now we have new best lap time so far with 1 minute 25.379 seconds. It's Gregory Moran from Aries Pro setting one more fastest lap in this race.
And let's think about this. They have got an 11-second lead. Asphalt Knights and Iris Pro. They're running 6th and 7th overall at the moment. They've got an 11-second advantage over MRK Lions and PFV, all having completed 8 pit stops at the moment. The order behind the 2 KMRS teams on the track, Rodex run 3rd. They're 16 seconds behind the 2 KMRS teams. You're looking at them now in kart number 40, and then the number 46 kart of Track Limits by Storm Group. They're running 4th overall. Then there's another 56-second gap back to the Iron Kart team. ex-Formula 3000 driver and Le Mans 24-hour car race driver David Tarian behind the wheel of that kart at the moment. But they would be about 12th, I'd say 11th or 12th when things all shake out. The top 5 karts, the ones I've just named, have all done 7 pit stops. The next 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 teams, from Asphalt Knights in 6th down to the number 16 team, the Bulgarian team, Iceman Racing Photomate, they've all done 8 pit stops. And then in 15th and 16th positions overall at the moment, PF Racing and Matt Tracks Racing, who have just swapped places on track, they have completed 9 pit stops. We have had some teams that have now done 10 pit stops. The Joker team and PK16 Racing, they're down in 31st and 32nd positions at the moment. But for those of you cheering for the underdogs, well, the Nitro Knights from Las Vegas, they run 50th. They've had a 1-lap penalty, but they have done 11 pit stops, and 11 laps separate all first from last.
So Nitro Knights have only 4 mandatory pit stops left. We have a little bit less than 4 hours left, so they are actually not saving some opportunities for them. If something happens on the track, as you explained before, they have no extra stops.
Yep, now, and of course, so in the next 3 hours and 50 minutes, KMRS, both teams, Rodex, Track Limits and Iron Kart have got to make 8 pit stops in the next 3 hours and 20 minutes. Because the pit lane closes 30 minutes before the end. So the drivers, team managers are now thinking backwards from the finish. There's another little wrinkle, tactical wrinkle. As you can see on the circuit now, it's been blazing sunshine all day. The drivers have all got their tinted visors on. At 9:30 p.m. local time, which is in 1 hour and 15 minutes, all drivers on track must have clear visors. Must have clear visors. If you go out with a clear visor too early, you'll get blinded by the sun. If you could, if the sun is low.
I think there are a lot of drivers who are not using tinted visors. They are riding with the clear ones all the time.
Yeah, but some aren't. And a lot of the leading teams, they're the ones with the specialist visors. You can see those 3 karts on camera now. They've all got tinted visors. So that's something you've got to plan your pit stops around. Don't bring a driver in too early, especially the sun is so low. When the karts are coming towards the camera now, they're effectively looking straight into the setting sun. That can be very blind. You can see the shadows now on the circuit. So when do you move from a dark visor to a clear visor? You want your visibility to be perfect, but there will be penalties if you are not driving with a clear visor at 9:30 p.m. in 1 hour and 15 minutes. Please
that means
keep your comments coming in the live chat as well.
We are still more than 1 stint off this limit of clear visors.
Yep, and you can see the Asphalt Knights are in the pits. Now, this is where Iris Pro will take their penalty. Asphalt Knights go out of the pit lane, and we want to hashtag big up Sergio, our mobile cameraman, who's his arm's going to drop off at the end of this one because the mobile camera, she heavy. But he's the one giving you all the pictures down in the pit lane. Will we see the number 2 team, the Asphalt Knights, sit behind Iris Pro and take their 3-second penalty with them just so they can stay hooked up on circuit?
And now, still in pit lane, Iris Pro and Asphalt Knights, they still have been there less than half a minute. KRS Green Competition now in P10 will overtake them. It seems so. Also, Sun Life Racing Team will go past the pit Pits Exit and Red Racing and Irish Sport and Iceman Racing Photomate. And then comes PF Racing and Matrax Racing in P15 in P16.
Now, I'm glad that we're still looking at the number 40 cart and the number 46 cart. Remember, and they did. So there we go. That's clear. So Asphalt Knights waited with Iris Pro for that. We'll check that. Yep, 2 minutes, 33 seconds the pit stops were. So they waited with Iris Pro. They are ahead of them now on circuit, but they stayed together. Now, do you recall about 6 or 7 minutes ago when I said that I thought that Rodex and Track Limits by Storm Group were probably a little bit too far back to challenge for a podium because they were 18 seconds behind the two KMRS teams?
But what they are doing on the track for those 6 or 7 minutes
has been going very, very, very fast indeed. And they're now less than 15 seconds behind. So the top 10's getting even closely bunched together. Shows what I know. That's why ex-racing drivers like myself, or ex-kart racers like myself, now commentate. What do I know?
Still, we have KMRS by Scoff and KMRS Racing leading. Out of the pit stop goes Asphalt Knights and Aries Pro. There is Iceman Racing Photomate, and then comes PF Racing and Matrax Racing. This is a go-kart number 15. It's a friendly competition in for a driver's change. And we have already one clear visor.
Yep, we do. So again, that they don't need to worry about that as long as they're next driver. That will keep Pim Holtkamp on the live chat happy because Pim just came on asking for friendly competition. Well, Pim, unfortunately, that's where the good news ends.
It seems like cameraman is following live feed.
Well, who knows? Because Pim,
he reads comments.
Yeah, friendly competition are so friendly they've allowed 33 other teams to run in front of them. They're 34th at the moment, but the Cartman Odendal team are having a lot of fun and being friendly to their rivals. Now, back to track. The 48 to the 12 cart, just flashing through your screen. The number 12 cart, that is Escuela cart. Is that? No. It's at school in French, in Spanish.
Escuela.
Escuela cart.
School. Escuela.
Escuela. They are quite disappointingly quite far down the order are the number 12 team, currently in 39th position. The 48 cart that was running in front of them, that's the warm-up pro racing team.
But we have completed a 9th stop for leading go-karts, for leading teams, and Aries Pro and Asphalt Knights with this 3-second penalty are back on the track, 7.7 seconds behind our probably leaders, PF Racing and Matrax Racing.
Okay, now the picture becomes a little bit clearer. The two karts are Iris Pro, team number 10, and Asphalt Knights, team number 5. They are 8 seconds behind PF Racing and Max Trax Racing.
And we also know they have catched now.
Oh, they're just some back markers.
It's Escuela.
Escuela cart, yep. And they get force wide there. That's going to cost them time. And we then know, so 8 seconds between the top 2, 3rd and 4th. Then another 11 seconds or so back to who we think are 5th and 6th, PFV and the MRK Lions. That is, let me calculate, 20 seconds, less than 20 seconds covering the top 6.
And not far away, top 8 and top 10 either.
And no doubt, yep, the top 8 and the top 10. I still think the top 8 within a minute. And Asphalt Knights are not going to be happy. This could be crucial. I know that they don't like us getting that excited. It's a long way to go, but they've got to get past Escuela cart now. That is Jorge Garcia Castillo behind the wheel, and finally gets the job done. Well, interested to see. Look at their lap times. This next time by, it's going to be a slow lap time, and Aries Pro.
There are 0.3 of a second in one sector in the middle part of the track where they're fourth, and that's how much they lost. 26.4 for this lap. And
they've still got to get past the number 40. It is the number 48 cart of. Let's have a little look. Just mentioned them earlier. Warm Up Pro Racing. Now they're a fellow Portuguese team. and will warm up well, yes, they let their countrymen go. Irish Pro now have some clear track ahead of them. They've now got to try and make up that deficit. 126.4. They lost 0.4 of a second on that last lap. The gap between these two on your screen, PF Racing and Matt Trax Racing, now 8.7 seconds. They're actually still, overall at the moment, 13th, 14th, 15th and 16th. But when pit stops are taken into account, this is your battle for third place, and PF Racing and Matt Trax Racing, they're battling for the race lead.
And far away up in front, but with only 8 pit stops done so far, are PFV and MRK Lions. They are going now faster than Irish Pro and Asphalt Knights. They are almost the same pace as PF Racing and Matrax Racing, and so we will see how far will be PFV and MRK Lions when they do their 9th stop in this race. They now are on the track for 32 minutes already.
Here are the two karts that we believe will be battling for victory as things stand when everything pans out. Francesco Torboli is watching. He'll be cheering for PFV because he's racing in the sprint classes. Italian driver. These are our two leaders. But the two fastest karts on the track so far, well, that's Rodex and Track Limits by Storm Group. 125.6 for both them last time around. They're now within 13 seconds of the two KMRS teams. The two KMRS teams run 1-2 on the road. Rodex and Track Limits by Storm Group run 3rd and 4th. 13 seconds separate them. Then Iron Kart, then the number 29 of the MRK Lions, then it's PFV, then the number 25 team of KRS Green Competition, followed by Sun Life Racing, Red Racing, Iris Sport, and Iceman Racing Photomate. Then in 13th, 14th, 15th and 16th places overall, PF Racing, Matt Trax, Iris Pro, and the Asphalt Knights. The rest of the behind them you have Infinity, then you have the number 8 team of the Creatia Racing team. The two teams that crashed on the opening lap, Creatia Racing, 18th overall, and Nameless Motorsport, 28th overall.
And now we are 3 hours 39 minutes left. Still with a 1 pit stop less goes MRK Lions and PFV, but Aries Pro and Asphalt Knights are starting to lose ground. They are falling back. They were 7.9 seconds behind PF Racing and Matrax Racing. Now the gap has increased to 8.9 seconds.
There are your reigning and double defending champions. The last time that PF Racing were not on top of the Endurance Cup podium at the Saudi International Finals was 2022 in Paris. That is 3 years ago. They won in Slovakia in thrilling fashion. That race remains, the winning margin, I believe, was 8 seconds. That remains, at the moment, the closest 12-hour Endurance Cup finish in Saudi World Series International Final history. In fact, last year was very, very close as well. That was maybe less than 10 seconds as well. I try to remember. We'll have a little look back. Are we on course for the closest ever finish in this race? We can't see the times. I think we could be. There's WRW on our screen. Artisom Abakalmu, Sergei Levkovich, and Daniel Stiarko. But they are well down the order, the F1 karting Minsk-based team.
And we have one new penalty coming in. It's for WRW. Unauthorized equipment. -1 lap. What could that mean? We can only imagine.
They had not the proper fastening. So if you want to take out your a GPS system or a GPS system or something on the cart, then you must have correct fixings that are approved by the organisers. I can't imagine.
Duct tape doesn't
Did they have a camera on
without
the cart?
duct tape?
No, I mean, no, believe it or not. So unauthorized equipment, maybe, I don't know what it was, but it's cost them a lap. But really, in the greatest scheme of things, they are already 44th out of 50. So, that's probably going to be the last we see of them on the live coverage. Now, the battle for, on the road, 48th, 49th and 50th positions. The last three places in this race. The Fast Snails, sponsored by KartCenter Thessaloniki. The Nitro Knights from Las Vegas. And the all-female team, Asaron Femin Un. That is still going on at a heck of a pace. Fast Snails have moved up to 48th. The Nitro Knights in 49th, but they've done an extra pit stop, and there's just 17 seconds separating Lucas Turner from Lawrence Benoist. They're 11 laps behind the leaders, but for some of them, this is their first ever time here at the Saudi World Finals. Here's the move from PF Racing, passing the slower cart. The number 15 team, Friendly Competition. They're not slow, but they are just out of the way.
And considering slow and fast teams and drivers, as we spoke earlier about differences between the carts, between the go-karts, and also when you were down in the paddock, we heard about slow carts and fast carts. I think they are talking about so small margins.
Oh, yeah.
The teams are saying, okay, this go-kart is fast, this go-kart is slow, but they are talking about so small margins. Only they can see them. And I suppose if we could accumulate all the data from all the teams and find the absolutely fastest go-kart out there in those 12 hours, and then take the same data and take absolutely slowest go-kart, and then take two drivers with the fastest best lap time and with the slowest best lap time, and swap them with the carts to the fastest driver giving the slowest one, and he still will win, or she.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's no such thing as a fast driver and a slow driver. Not every driver is different. No two drivers are identical. Even twins, you could be identical twins, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you press the brake pedal and turn in at exactly the same time. Now, the gap that was 18 seconds between the two KMRS teams, Rodex and Track Limits by Storm Group, about 20 minutes ago now, has come down to 12 seconds. But the gap between PF Racing, Matt Trax Racing, and then Irish Pro and the Asphalt Knights, that's grown to 8 seconds.
But KMRS still leading. The people are cheering for them.
Yes, they are.
So they still have a little bit less than 24 minutes to go. So I suppose we will see KMRS leading for almost half an hour.
Yeah, quite possibly. But then, I would, I want to say if I was them, they want to get back on the same pit stop strategy, 9 pit stops as quickly as possible, really, with the other main contenders. Yes, you want to be leading the race. It gives you a certain element of control, but you need to know exactly where you are. I mean, the teams will have a rough idea of how far behind. Maybe they just stick to their game plan. Hey, it's been working, because I gotta say, we weren't mentioning the two KMRS teams too much in the first 3-4 hours of this race. They have gone about their business. We spoke to them in one of our first little pit walks round. There's Neto about to get into the kart, the Hyundai. He's about to get into the Asphalt Knights kart. That will be, at the moment, it's Ruben Conceição on the track. I think that will be. No, that's not. It's not the Asphalt Knights. Sorry, We'll go back to that
But
shortly.
speaking to KMRS, they are leading, and let's see how long they will be there, because Rodex and Track Limits by Storm Group, they were 13 seconds behind. Now
let's
there
have a little
are
look.
only 11.9.
Well, we know that this stint for Croatia Racing is going to be a short one. Why? Because their driver has still got a tinted visor. They're going to have to do a 3-second penalty, but this stint is going to go less than an hour. Now, who have we got getting it? That looks like an ex-team manager turned last-minute driver wearing a junior's skin suit. We spoke to Red Racing's Julien Delacatre earlier. He's got Louis Hooter's race suit on. He's got Elio Sagato's helmet on. He went from team manager to team driver just a minute ago.
And now Alberto Brentagani coming in. They are changing drivers, and Red Racing now going in 9th time into the pit stop and ready go back racing. I suppose they will be somewhere about P20. They could be after
they
this
want to
stop.
finish wherever they can finish on the road. Is great for them. Now we look back at these two. These are the two KMRS cars. Remy Stelling, top 5 in the Sprint Cup in Genk last year for Remy Stelling. Now, one of these teams are French, one of them is Belgian, even though they're both KMRS racing. So obviously KMRS are, I'm imagining they are a group of kart tracks, rental kart tracks based in France and Belgium, one would assume.
They are still leading, already 49 minutes on the track. 1 hour and 1 minute for Rodex and Track Limits by Storm Group. They will have to do their 8th stop 10 minutes sooner than both KMRS teams. But also PF Racing and Matrax Racing are on the track after their 9th stop, already 48 minutes.
Right, there are Puissance Kart 1 and Red Racing ready to go out. So Puissance Kart, who has got into the Puissance Kart at the moment? They were the very first team to receive a penalty, and a team that a lot of people thought would be very strong are actually 22nd at the moment. And it is, who's behind the wheel of that one now? Robin Affolter. Oh, he's a quick driver, we know that, from a number of Saudi World Series Sprint Cup races as well as endurances over the years. Now, this is the Ukrainian teams. Where are our teams from Ukraine? Well, we have T-Drive 2G, Turtle Wax. They are 30th. They are the best of the Ukrainian teams. Maxim Geronimus, Viktor Koblitsky, and Oleksiy Vetrenko. ACS Ruka with
Axnaruka.
Axnaruka.
It could mean ace on your hands.
Okay, Axnaruka. Well, rather than getting an ace in their hands, I think they've drawn a 2 and a 3, because they've drawn a 3 and a 3. They're 33rd. Stepan Gladyshev, Jan Lyschinsky, and Maxim Yakushko. Almost. And the third of the Ukrainian teams are 38th. Artemy Gusar, Denis Tantisyura, and Dmitry Yadrentsov. That's Buro 11, Need for Speed. So none of the, well, the one of the T-Drives.
11, Need for Speed is quite experienced team.
Yes,
here.
they've been the last 2 years. They've never finished higher than 31st, however.
30th.
Pardon?
They were 30th in P30 last year.
Buro 11 Need for Speed.
And P32 in 23.
Yes. 30th,
by a little margin better.
Yes. So they're still working hard. The Ukrainian teams are 37th at the moment. But now let's have a little look. No further penalties. What are the gaps? Well, Rodex and the Julian Pereira driven Track Limits by Storm Group, They have brought the gap down to the two KMRS teams to 11 seconds.
So as we spoke, this short moment, it's 1 second closer. Rodex has come to KMRS Racing, and it's 10.9 now, and they are clocking faster lap times. The last lap of Rodex was 0.6, even 0.7 of a second faster than KMRS.
Now, Miguel Neto gets into the Matrax Racing kart.
And already 10th stop for PF Racing and Matrax Racing.
Yep.
Aries Pro and Asphalt Knights were behind them. They drove their 20 minutes on the same count of pit stops, and now PF Racing and Matrax Racing are 10th time into the pit lane.
And he waited. He waited so that PF Racing could go in front of him. So obviously, Miguel Neto wants to be the pusher, and that is Nicholas Kruger getting into the PF Racing kart. He wants to be the pushee. Christian Dovan just getting out of the PF Racing kart. Ruben Conceição getting out of the Matrax Racing kart. And, well, this is going to be another interesting battle. Austria, where are the Austrian teams? Shouts Mario Egger. Euro Racing are down in 22nd position in kart number 13. Marco Pagan, Michele Pasuelo, and Massimiliano Zecca are those three drivers. Euro Racing, 42nd in Paris, 13th in Slovakia, 24th in Genk. They're sort of on par, just outside the top 20. But of course, it gets tougher and tougher all the time. Right, we're looking at on the circuit. There's Pereira driving for the number 46 track limits by Rodex. These two cars, now there's the 40, the 46. They have they're now 10 seconds behind Lucas Urbani. They're going to be coming into the pit soon, but this has been a monstrous stint. And they've hooked up with Iris Pro and the Asphalt Knights. This has been a fair play to the two drivers for Rodex and Track Limits by Storm Group. They just say, yes, I'm pitting, you're pitting. Well, there's no secrets there.
That means they will be 15 seconds behind when they come out after their next pit stop.
Yeah, I mean, I have never, ever seen the amount of open, blatant signalling between teams. Normally, everyone would want to keep their tactics secret from each other. Now, it's like, okay, we need to work together. Yep, I'm coming in. I'm waving. Everyone can see I'm coming in because we're sticking together. It's absolutely incredible.
It starts to look like a Formula race, not a go-kart race, because everyone is concerned about aerodynamics.
Yeah,
as little aerodynamics as you get on the go-kart. But anyway, that's almost everything about everyone is concerned now. Slipstreaming and going faster and faster.
Yeah. Pavel asks, who's winning? Good question. Be damned if I know, if we know. No. Okay, this is, at the moment, on the track, running in first position on the track is Team 23, KMRS Racing, by 0.2 of a second. When the pit stops shake out, we think, and it's not by much, but we think that PF Racing will be leading Matrax Racing by 0.2 of a second.
We cannot know that because they are swapping positions. They are working as a pair. We are actually talking about two teams together. That's the only way how can they be so fast. So it's PF Racing or Matrax Racing.
We think that the two karts at the front of this train, Iris Pro and Asphalt Knights, will be third and fourth, and you can see the gap between them. And they'll be about 8 seconds behind PF Racing and Matrax Racing. We think that then MRK Lions and PFV will be 5th and 6th, about 10 seconds behind third and fourth. We then think that KMRS Racing, KMRS by Scoff, Rodex, Track Limits by Storm will be 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th, all within a minute of the leader. That is after 346 laps.
And now, Rodex and Track Limits by Storm Group going into their 8th pit stop. They reduce the gap to both KMRS teams to 9.1 seconds. There were more than 13, and during this stint they went 4 seconds closer, 4 seconds faster during their stint. KMRS Racing are already both cars on the track for 58 minutes, so in 11 minutes time they must do their 8th stop.
Now, we also know that these two karts we're looking at now, Iris Pro in the number 10 and the number 5, the Asphalt Knights, they've only been on circuit for 25 minutes. But do they have clear visors on? The answer is no. They must come in within the next, 48 minutes.
Or we will see how many
To get clear
unauthorized equipment penalties we will have.
Yeah, that will be unauthorized equipment. By 9:30 p.m. local time, which is in just over 45 minutes, every driver that is on track must have a clear visor by order of the management.
And now
the
Iron Car team
organisers.
from P5 joins Rodex and Track Limits by Storm Group in the pit lane. There are only 30 seconds left for Rodex and Track Limit. They will come back. 1 minute and 30 seconds for Iron Car team. They were further back in P5. That means that now MRK Lions and PFV will move up the rankings, and probably they will be the best placed teams with 8 stops already done.
Yeah, all right. Joker team will be around the top 10 as well. No, they're a lap behind PF Racing and Matrax Racing. Sorry, Kuhn, PF Motorsport. They'll be in the top 15, but I think the top 10's beyond them, unless they have a storming last run. Because between them, you've also got, between them, you've got PK16 Racing. They're in the mix. Lecluse Automobiles, NRG Igora Drive, Infinity, as well as Sun Life Racing, Irie Sport, and the Iceman Racing Photomate team. And not to mention Iron Karts, who are currently pitting at a 5th position. So, yeah, top 15 finish for the Joker team. There's the Iron Kart team. Jan Flambard, Enrico Fruenel, and David Tarian. Clear visor. So we know that if they need to, they can go for another hour and 10 minutes. But KMRS Racing, well, they're going to be in and out of the pits, pretty sharpish, for the next 2 hours and 50 minutes. They've got to pit 8 times in 2 hours and 50 minutes. We're going to see an awful lot of pit stops. That's going to change the complexion of the race. We're going to be going off air in about 20 minutes time. We'll then be back at 10:30 local time for the last 90 minutes of this race. It would be great to commentate the rest of it, but we are going off air, in about 20 minutes time.
For a little bit more than 1 hour.
Yeah, for a little bit more. I'm going to go down and have a chat to people in the pit lane in a minute. Give it a few more minutes. You're watching, the two, a lover's tryst. When will they get divorced? These two, they've been together.
On the last lap.
They said on the last lap, they have been locked, attached to the hip for 8 hours. Is that no? 8 hours and 42 minutes.
And now 3 hours 18 minutes left, still at the front. The last 7 minutes in this stint for KMRS Racing and KMRS by Scope. They are already on track for more than 1 hour and 2 minutes. 1 hour and 10 minutes is the maximum stint for one driver, maximum uninterrupted stint for one driver. So they will have to make their 8th stop very soon, and then that means MRK Lions and PFV will go up to the lead.
Well, okay. When I go down the pit lane, I think we're going to try and speak to some of the leading teams. Iris Pro, there's the number 41 team coming into the pits. That's Sankachi, the Sledgers from Slovenia. Mia Asman, Nate Kalshek, Bor Kolmanic, and Mia Resman. They are, where are the Sledgers? They are 32nd at the moment.
They are sliding down because they are now in the pit lane,
Yes.
and they will be there for more 40 seconds. Now Sankachi down to 32. Top one karting are 33rd, but moving up to 32 now. Also escueladecart.com up to 33rd, and Sankachi now in front of Buro 11 NFS.
That was almost, that's the problem. When you're slipstreaming and bump drafting like that, you have to be inch perfect. Now, that was the number 34 team. That was the Panther Racing by Jovatech team. Don't know who it was, whether it was Wesley Follen, Joshua Eben, or Daniel Alimonti. It was Wesley Follen. Running wide, just in front of these two. Now, of course, slipstreaming is one thing, but you do get penalties for pushing, unintentional or not. Now, all you have to do is imagine, Follen almost lost it in front of PF Racing. If Miguel Neto, in that number 27 kart, had just run into the back and bumped, not slipstream with, but and pushed him out of the way, even if he didn't make a position up, that could have been a penalty. That's the risk you run doing this tactic, but you have to do it. You have to be absolutely inch perfect. Like I said, we've lost count the number of leads. We must have had about 40 lead changes in this race amongst 15 or 16 teams.
But considering how many penalties for pushing we have had so far, they are doing their job perfect. We have got the penalties actually for the teams who are not slipstreaming mostly.
Yeah, well, exactly.
They are really fighting on the track and pushing someone out, and then they get the penalty.
It's certainly going to boil down. Okay, I'm going to leave you up here, Gertz, and I'm going to have a little wander. I'm going to find Sergio. Where's hashtag We Love Sergio on the live chat there, the mobile cameraman. We'll go and find Sergio and have a little wander. There's Sergio. We can't see him. He's behind the camera. Hello, Sergio. Say hi, Sergio. Nod your head, Sergio. Nah, he's too busy. Looking at drivers ready to get into their cart. Antoine Morlaix about to go as well. I'll go down, I'll meet up with Sergio and have a wander around the pits for a little bit.
We are waiting for that, Henry. Go down and see who you can meet there, talk with the teams and with the drivers. Some drivers are waiting for their stint to start. KMRS are leading, but they are already on the track for 1 hour and 6 minutes, so 3 minutes left for them in this or next lap. They must go into the pit lane. And about slipstreaming and bump drafting behind, we have incoming a lot of comments. It is difficult. It's not so easy as it seems, and people also admit that they can do this, but not for 1 hour straight. So really, really high level of competition here at Saudi World Series International Finals. Our probable leaders, PF Racing and Matrax Racing, now on the track behind 3 different go-karts. There is a number 11 on the track where they are lapping now. It's Aries Sport in P10, Iceman Racing Photomate with go-kart number 16 and Iron Kart team with 17. They have 8 pit stops done and leaders are now fighting their way through the pack. KMRS Racing still leading, 352 laps already done in this race, 3 hours and 13 minutes remaining. We have 8 stops to do for KMRS Racing and KMRS by Skov. Still 7 times must go into the pit lane. MRK Lions, PFV, Rodex, Track Limits by Stormgroove, KRS Green Competition, Sun Life Racing Team, Iron Kart Team, Aries Sport, Iceman Racing, Photomate. All of them still have 7 stops left, and 7 stops also for Infinity, for NRG Igor Drive. Also 7 stops for Red Racing. For Red Racing there are 6 stops left, and also 6 stops for Team TKR and Lecluse Automobiles Racing. Still 6 times have to go into the pits, but PF Racing and Matrax Racing have done already 10 stops. They are down to P19 and P20, but they have 5 stops left in this race during those 3 last hours. Down the order we have some teams who have done already 11 laps. Asaron Femen won with 11 laps, now classified in P50, but the ladies will move up almost certainly because there in front are a lot of teams with less pit stops. In Nitro Knights too, with the 11 pit stops already done, so they only 4 times have to go into the pits in the next 3 hours. Fast Snails with the 10 stops. Also NCNC Racing Malaysia, no coffee, no cure, for 5 times must go into the pits. Apex Racer in P46, they have left only 4 pit stops. 5 pit stops left for Press Retachi, for WRW, 4 pit stops left for Young and Wild. They too have done already 11 stops, and they are best placed team now with 11 stops done. They are in P43, and in front of them are teams with the 10, 9, 8 and even 7 stops left. But Henry is down there and we are waiting to hear news from you.
Look at this. We have 24 drivers in the pit lane. This is going to create a massive traffic jam. Some teams are going to get caught up, like earlier on with PF Racing and Matrax Racing, and lose time if they're not very careful. Why? Because lots of teams have got to get half their pit stops in the next 2 and a bit hours. But also, look at the visors. Clear visors having to go on. We got one driver there as we get out goes Remy Stelling out of the kart, so the KMRS teams are out of the karts. But look at that, there's one driver there who has still got their dark visor on. Louise Brown is here for I know Louise, this is good stuff. Louise, you've got your clear visor on. What a stint. You've raced your way into contention, haven't you?
I hope we are going to.
You have raced your way into contention for the 5th visit. You speaking to your team now?
Yes, I speak with my teammate, yes.
Okay, so they're speaking with Louise Brown. Let's chat with a couple of drivers just coming out of the pit lane. So Pedro Duarte Taulen, actually, here's the Hungarians. We haven't spoken much to him. You've got your, this is TRV Racing, yes? Or Tri-V Racing? Tri-V Motorsport. You've got your clear visor on. How many pit stops have you got left?
Well, in fact, this is not a clear visor yet. This is just what I'm here for, to change it.
Okay.
Yeah, we have too many pit stops left, so I'm here to tell my teammate that we need to stop immediately. We are on the limit of Hungary's best ever results in this championship, so we are really excited and we are hoping for the best. It's a great tournament.
Okay, thank you very much. On the cusp of Hungary's best ever results. Here are all the weigh scales. So the drivers have to stand on the weigh scales. Henry Gruber coming through. That is a Creation Racing coming through. Henry Gruber stepping on the weighing scales. Henry, you had a 1-lap penalty, did Team Latvia. Oh, Mr. Koplinski going through, thank you. But it's a bit of a struggle. It's warm, isn't it? Still.
Yes, that was a pity case, we got into trouble because of that, so keeping the motivation to do the best we can anyway. So yeah, I'm done for today. Yeah. I go grab a beer and look at my teammates. Yeah, you're doing a good job, Henry.
That's what every driver wants to do. Finish their stint and get a nice cold beverage.
for sure.
For sure. Okay, well, it's not going to be a Latvian win today. Andre Male comes through his car. There's Martin Brochard for the Joker team. Martin, there are still people that think the Joker team have got a top 10 chance. What do you think? I'm thinking more top 15?
Speak French, possible or not?
Top 10, you think? I think top 15.
J'espère, je parle français, c'est bon?
Yes, say it in France.
Bah, j'espère on va faire top 10, c'est l'objectif, donc on verra bien, on remonte petit à petit, donc on n'a pas eu trop de chance au début de la course, donc on espère on revient doucement, mais on revient.
You had a penalty very early on, didn't you? A penalty that has dropped you down.
Ah no, I have a penalty, me.
No, your team.
Ah, your team? No penalty.
Okay, Puissance. It was Puissance. It was another French team. Whoops, there we go. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Now, coming in, so there is Mr. Gladyshev. Ukraine, he's getting the thumbs up from the official. Mr. Gladyshev from the Ukrainian team. There goes the NRG team through the thing. Oh, he's gone off the T-drive driver. Let's have a little look. We'll talk to some of the Agora Drive team. You've just finished your stint. We'll move out of the way. There's Christ. Hello.
Hi.
How are you? How was your stint?
Yeah, pretty nice.
There's a camera by there.
Yeah.
Say hello.
Come on.
Come on, don't be shy. Okay.
Yeah, hi.
The NRG Agora Drive team, you were leading for a long time. You started to fall back now.
Yeah. So we had mistake on the pit stop. So we changed the driver by the same driver. So we had the problem. I needed to run from the other area to here to the pit stop, and we lost maybe one lap.
A mistake in the pits, it cost them. It's so important, isn't it? Team TKR, you've had a few penalties. You had one penalty and then another penalty because you didn't observe the first penalty.
Yeah. It was so close. They handed out the penalty so close before the pit stop, so we don't see it on the stream and not on the live timing. So yeah, we are very unlucky.
Okay, never mind. Good luck anyway. There goes Mr. Bondi for the. This is Infinity. Oh, here we go. So each of the colour different LEDs are a different thing. So, how is life at Infinity? You're around inside the top 20.
Yeah, we do a bad qualifying, but we try to recover the first, and it's very difficult. But we try, and we hope that PFV try to do the podium minimum.
How hard is it out there with the heat, and how hard is it out there trying to find someone to race with?
Yeah, very difficult. It depends a lot by the cars, but leaf stream, like si dice là, quello, okay? It's very important in this track, and when you find someone you can push, you help each other, and that's the spirit of the endurance race.
That's the spirit of the endurance. There's Mr. Infinity. Thank you very much. Mr. Bondi, rather, for Infinity. We haven't spoken to our Japanese team yet. Now, Sergio, I'm going to walk away and then I'm going to come back, hopefully with a Japanese driver. So, the Japanese team, ready. Papa Sabi, right. Mr. Kenga. Okay, you've got your clear visor on. Are you enjoying this experience? Are you having a good time? Are you enjoying the race?
Yeah.
Where do you hope to finish?
I want the top 10 finish.
Okay, top 10 finish. Well, okay. You know, God loves a thing. Good luck. Good luck, Mr. San. Good luck. Oh, he speak again. You can see on the side. So the team managers, just to turn the head there, look at this. They're communicating. They've got several different channels, so they're always in the driver's ear, telling them where the cart is on the circuit, how far he's got to be, so you know when to get in the cart. So yeah, some of the drivers look a bit distracted. It's because they're being communicated with. Can you talk to your team manager as well?
Yeah.
Can you speak back?
Yes.
Yes, he can speak back as well. So in the cart, he can speak to his team manager as well to say, cart is good, cart is not so good. Right, we'll have a little look coming through. So it's another one of these skin suits. So this is Lucas, one of the French, Lucas Schneider. Okay, Lucas, you've got the French helmet, but then you've got the good luck of the Irish on the crash helmet. Yes?
Yes.
How was your race going?
I don't know for the moment. but I have two laps to penalties.
Okay, 2-lap penalty. That's a. But now you've got AirPods in. Is that for music or is that for?
No, it's my teammate.
teammate. There we go. There goes Lukas Schneider. Now with the KartCenter Campillos race suit, t-shirt rather. We got another driver standing on the weigh scales. Is this before you go out, just to make sure?
Just to make sure.
Just to make sure. What team are we in, sir?
We are
Iron Car. Okay, so this is the team with David Tarian in it. Now, they led a lap earlier on. You are 10th or 11th overall when everything sort of pans out.
maybe.
Oh, I see. Right, hang on a second. We'll come back. We'll speak. But maybe 15. Maybe 15, he says. Okay, this is now our Salon Le Femme 1 team. She's not speaking to herself, she's speaking to her team manager. Hey, the battle is going well between you, Nitro Knights, and Fast Snails.
Oh, with the American, yeah. We are fighting with them, yeah.
Is that keeping you all motivated?
Yeah, always motivated.
Excellent, there we go. And that's the battle for 48th position. So I'm not quite sure how long we got left in the race. I can't see the timing screens down here. But as you can see, the sun is beginning to set. Drivers coming in, it's hard. Trying to find someone to work with is difficult. The slipstreaming is insane. Checking the weights. Look at this, pit stops coming in thick and fast. Alberto Bretagani is about to go out for reg racing. The leaders coming back and forth. There goes Mr. Sandro, another one of our Ukrainian. So this is our 2G team. What's your team name again?
Не розумію.
Okay, but there we go. Give the cameras a wave. Give the camera a wave. There we go. So 3 Ukrainian teams in the event. Now, we just saw one Papa Samurai about to get in. There is Conchicha's racing driver that's just come out of the kart, gets his weight, gets the thumbs up, goes down, has a rest. You can see his teammate now waiting at the back of the pit lane. Gertz, it's crazy down here in the pits. Drivers coming in and out. They're nervous, focused before they get in the kart, speaking to the team managers and talking back to the radio stations and their in-house helmet radio. And then when they get out of the kart, they're hot and bothered. The last thing they want to do is see me, but they're very good, very professional as always. Gertz, back up to you. Let's see what happens when all this shakes out.
And thank you, Henry. That was great inside there in a pit lane where the pit stops are now going on. And as Aries Pro and Asphalt Knights have done already 9 stops, and MRK Lions and PFV just 3 minutes ago went through the pit lane, and now they are 8 seconds behind. So between Asphalt Knights and MRK Lions now are 8.6 seconds. And as they went into the pits for 9th time, we have again back on the lead KMRS Racing and KMRS Biskop. They are leading now, but they have 8 stops done so far. 8 stops for both KMRS teams, 8 stops for Rodex, 8 stops for Track Limits by Storm Group, also 8 stops for Iron Kart team, and with 8 stops in P6 Aries Sport. But the best placed team with 9 stops already done and 6 stops left till the end of the race now are Aries Pro, followed by Asphalt Knights, then MRK Lions 8 seconds further down, only 8 seconds down, and then PFV together with MRK Lions. But PF Racing and Matrax Racing have done already 10 stops. They only 5 times have to go through the pit lane in the remaining 2 hours 58 minutes. We will be back for the last 90 minutes of this race.
Can't wait. Again, it's a bit chaotic down there. Some of the teams, the drivers I approached, they didn't speak English. They didn't want to talk. Tried to speak to as many of them as possible. Obviously, I know some of you on the live chat, you want to see the race, obviously, but it's so important. These drivers, they've travelled, their families, they've sacrificed a lot,
and they are interesting.
And they are interesting. They want to get on their TV.
You want to see those emotions, even if they do not speak. There are emotions in the pit lane, even more than on the track.
So if you were lucky enough, to those that are criticising going down and speaking to the drivers, if you're ever lucky enough, or good enough, or skilled enough to get here, being watched. I mean, we had 10,000 people watch the first two parts of this broadcast. It's breaking records for viewership all around the world. If you're ever lucky enough to get here, you would want to get your face and say hi, even if you don't speak English, just a wave at the camera. There we go.
Only what counts is how fast you drive go-kart.
Yep. What's going to happen in the last part of this race? Who knows? What we do know is that we'll be back for the final 90 minutes and we'll be capturing all the emotion, all the track action and more. This one guaranteed to go down to the wire.
See you in 1.5 hours at 10:30 local time. We will be back.